Howdy doody do, motherfuckers. How are you? So, the video I'm making as of right now is to my felon subscribers, people who've been in legal trouble before. If you're a felon, if you've been locked up before, whenever I say locked up, I mean like prison, you know what I'm saying? Like jail. Nah, prison is really prison. Jail to an extent, but prison. The penitentiary. Okay. So this video is either going to empower you or completely make you feel like hopeless. It's up to you. It's up to you. And that's a fair warning right there. You know what I'm saying? Click off if you don't want to take that risk. Or stay tuned if you'd like to take that risk. I think it'll be worth it, and I definitely believe it'll help you if you have the right mindset of what I am about to speak on. Actually, I'm going to make a documentary on this. I do quite like making documentaries. Plus, I have a vehicle now. I can really get out there and do things. Okay. If you are a felon, if you have been in the penitentiary, if you have been in the pen, the prison, and you're out now, and you have no, you don't have any intentions of going back. I don't think anybody really has intentions of going back. However, like, it's a cycle. Once you get into it, it's hard to get out. Most people don't realize how harsh penitentiaries are and prisons are. Our prisons are so outdated and such, like, well, first off, slavery. The penitentiaries in Texas are very similar to slavery. They have them create, I think the one my brother was at, they made signs, like street signs, and then sold them, and then paid the people who, like the prisoners who made them, like something really small. No, they got good points. They got good points or something. And then whenever their good points stacked up, like, they're like, okay, I should be able to get like a year off my sentence, or I should be able to get some time off because I've been doing this work for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? And they'd get revoked. Like, they'd be like, nah, you're good. I understand that you did all of that, and we said that we were going to do this, but you're good. It's very similar to modern day slavery. Our prisons are so outdated that whenever you look at other countries and you see what they're doing, well, I mean advanced countries that are actually focused on rehabilitation instead of revenge. When you look at them, our prisons are literally, they have museums that look like our prisons. And what these museums are is like an imprint in history saying that we will never do this again because this was inhumane. And that's what most of our prisons look like, just like those places. Similar rules. Okay, we have sewage. I don't think those prisons had sewage, but if you look at the data from just happiness from now to from the 1940s, that doesn't really cause as much dishappiness or unhappiness as we thought it did. So, like, you can kind of discredit that particular thing. Our prisons are so outdated that other countries have museums talking about how this is a form of torture, and we still have that system here. We are so caught up in revenge that we send these young men and young women into a place where they become worse. You send them somewhere where they're supposed to be being rehabilitated in order to come out and help society. Yet we're sending them somewhere where it almost seems as if we're purposefully fucking them up. mentally. Now, stay with me. I know that I said felons and things of that nature. Stay with me. If you have been inside of a prison, jail, not really prison. Jail is pretty bad too, I've heard. But prison, and you've survived that, and you're out, understand how strong you are here. Once you get out into this world, once once you've been freed again, you are so damn powerful. That makes any sense. Okay, yes, you might not be able to do certain things. You're not really able to go the route of a regular person anymore. Everybody else goes and works a 9 to 5, and they're able to come away with a decent check. You guys go and you guys do back-breaking labor and get paid. You know, if you guys weren't felons doing that exact same work, you would have gotten a quarter more of what you're making now. You know, you making $15 for doing that shit, but down the street there's a bunch of people who have clean records doing it for $21 an hour. So that is something that we often can see. I'm not a felon, I'm a charged felon, so I can, they popped up on my record, so I had to work with felons. That being said, you can't do that regular stuff. You can, but it's not going to net you the happiness that everybody else has, which can seem hopeless, and you might want to run back to street life, which is why a lot of people do it. Like, if you're not, a felon, or if you've never been in that particular world, you get out. It was already hard before you went in. If you were selling drugs or whatever to get by, like, okay, I have a regular job and I'm selling drugs to pay this. Once you get out, they're like, well, you can't work there anymore. So, what do you think that they're going to do? Selling drugs and running a business is very freaking similar, which is what I want you guys to understand. You guys, okay, you were doing something you shouldn't have been doing. You got sent to that place. Now you have the mental strength of a fucking lion, because you basically got sent to a zoo, a freaking PvP zone with nothing to do but fight or work on yourself. So, you was in there reading books and and all other types of stuff in order to keep yourself out of trouble. Now that you're out into the world, you have to realize that society is, I'm not going to say society as a whole, but society in America is very similar to a prison, in the sense of most people are doing dumb shit to be entertained, and the people who are disciplined and not, not doing that dumb shit, aka doing drugs that the fucking wardens and officers probably put into the prison, aka that synthetic weed shit, or just they're either doing that, fighting, or working on themselves. Well, in society, people are either fighting with each other, maybe not physically, but always some stupid fucking drama, always going in at it, and this is the political party I stand for. No, this is the political party I stand for. They're either on that 24/7, trying to pick sides and fight for no fucking reason, just trying to find a way to be entertained, doing some dumb shit, aka drugs. They eating bullshit, they watching bullshit, they're overall just doing shit that's, not just as bad as drugs, but it is a drug of sorts. Or working on themselves. I understand most of the time when people get out, I always hear like, oh yeah, I messed up, I'm just happy to be, a part of society again, and understand that, okay, most people might not understand how bad prison is. Like, if you told me, yeah, I did some crazy shit when I was young. Like if you tell me, oh, I sold drugs and then I was in there, I'm looking at you like you telling me like you talking to me and I'm looking at you like, dog, you a slave that made it from the south to the north, bro. Like, and then you came up here and was like, yeah, I see everybody else as a slave as well. Not on that level, you know what I'm saying? But they don't even realize they really in slavery. I'm gonna go ahead and settle because at least I'm a part of this slave group now. It's crazy. Like if you sit down with somebody who just got out, you're talking to them, and this is somebody who, like, you know what I'm saying, was working on themselves and was so fucking ready to come home. Whenever they get out, their discipline is freaking insane. Like, it's insane. I think the mental barrier really comes from you've been in there for so long and you've been told that you're not worth shit. You've been told that you're less than a regular civilian for so long that you actually kind of start believing that. And when you get out, you're looking at everybody else like, wow, they're doing all of this stuff and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. However, those people are not better than you. Let go of that guilt that you have for whatever the fuck you did, because you literally just, yeah, okay, you committed a crime and you got sent to slavery, nigga. Okay, you can't tell me, I don't care what anybody says. Okay, you got into a fight with somebody. Like, I've heard people talk about the crimes they've committed that just didn't get caught, and then they'll shit on felons. Like, nah. You would be a felon if you would have gotten caught. So that you know what I'm saying, that don't even need to be on your mind. Like, you did your time, bro, or sis. Fuck that. Like, if life looking, you know what I'm saying, fuck that. You got the, and what I'm really trying to say is you have the mental capacity to create something more than most people do, simply because you've braved the storm. You know what I'm saying? You've braved the storm of something really awful. You're out now. The world isn't as awful. The world is comfortable. But you have this fucking solid discipline. Like, literally, I don't think you guys understand. The choices are work on yourself or do drugs. Like, work on yourself or do drugs. Or work on yourself and fight and cause some drama. And if that's the only two options, I know a lot of people who would just do the drugs and fight and just find something to be upset about. Nah, you worked on yourself and now you out. You rehabilitated yourself. You went to a place that was supposed to rehabilitate you, but you had to rehabilitate yourself in a fucking zoo. They sent you into chaos and told you, yeah, fix yourself. Ain't y'all supposed to, you know what I'm saying, rehabilitate me so I could be a good citizen in society? Nah, they sent you in there and made you a bigger monster. But the thing is, monsters run the world. You just got to figure out how you're going to be a monster. Like, okay, you're a monster now. You super monster. You can't tell me that monsters don't run the world. Like, you got to be somewhat of a cold, I know it sounds weird saying monster, but you got to be somewhat cold and cutthroat in order to really succeed. Simply because most of the people around you, they want to succeed, but they're not willing to put in the work or the effort. You have to be cutthroat in the sense of, I will leave you guys behind. Like, and you've already done that. You've had to, okay, y'all don't want to be free. Okay, I got to go. I'm going to go read a book. I'm going to go meditate. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go. You got all the habits already. Okay, boom. Now, you know what I'm saying? You already got used to being alone. Shit. I'm telling you, integrating back into regular society, it's odd. Like I said, you hear a lot of people talk down on felons. But my thing is, they're talking down on felons because that's finally somebody that they can consider themselves better than. They already feel like a bottom feeder. So they feel like they can, oh yeah, at least I'm, you know what I'm saying, oh, felons. Prison, like, you're dumb, da-da-da-da-da. No, 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 no. That's not a hit on you. That's a hit on them. That's them trying to finally have somebody that they're better than. However, they're not any better than you. And honestly, if you look at it, just damn, you've been through this. Honestly, I would look at you and say you're better. You know what I'm saying? It is gonna be difficult. It might even be it's more difficult for you to do it than it is for the average person to do it. However, you've literally fucking survived slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, you can do it. You know, fuck what everybody else talking about. They don't believe in you or whatever. Regular society, the average, I don't know how long you've been in there. I don't know how long, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you went in there for a little bit and got out, I want you to realize that the average person in society is shitty. And it's sad because it's not our fault or it's not their fault. But it's really sad. The average is no longer considered healthy. Like, yeah, you know, the average person does this and da-da-da-da, and this is normal. And it's like, yo, okay, yeah, it's normal, but it's not natural. If that makes any sense. Yes, we live longer now. However, we have so many fucking mental health issues from our diets and the shit that we consume. We're overstimulated 24/7. It's not good. I'm really concerned about society. I'm concerned about where we're headed. You have gone to the closest thing to hell in this world. Maybe besides war or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you've been in a spot where you got some stories that would make people's jaws drop. And you lived it every day for an extended amount of time. And you got out with war scars and PTSD. And you haven't gone back in. Even though that, I know the streets probably calling. I know you probably want to go do some ghetto shit or go do some illegal shit in order to not fucking, you know what I'm saying, hurt yourself damn near. Like, you know, like this situation is really ass. And it could also be a situation where you're like, oh, I deserve this because I've done this. You don't deserve that. You've done your time. You've done your time in a really shitty place. You got the mental fortitude that I don't give a fuck. You know, everybody complaining about how this job is ass, but like, you like, man, this ain't shit. You know? Like, man, this is way better than what I was experiencing there. Now, take that and realize your potential. Everybody hates this job, but nobody finna quit this job because they can't sit down and come up with an idea. They can't sit down and decide to focus on themselves and to create a way out of that. However, you do have the mental fortitude to do that. So do it, you know, if you want to. I know some people, they really are actually super happy to just not be locked up. However, I know a lot of, you know what I'm saying, I've sat down and talked to felons. I've been working with felons for 2 years now. It's like, man, I know you don't want to be here. And the crazy thing is, they work so hard and they're so dedicated. And they're like, I deserve this. That is the attitude I've just heard everywhere I've gone. I deserve this. No, you don't deserve this. You know what I'm saying? You don't. You've done your time in a, like I said, a really shitty place. I definitely believe if you can come up out of that attitude and stop thinking that regular civilians are superior to you in some way, I'm pretty sure if they was in the same situation, they would have done the exact same thing, if not worse. Everybody has their own walks of life. Everybody has different experiences. Everybody's put in different situations. You did that, and now you didn't. You went through that, and now you out here and you think the people who didn't go through that are better than you. No, they are not. They are not better than you. I'm not saying you're superior to them, but you are an equal. You are still a human, and you are a human who has gone through a lot of trials and tribulations in order to learn and accumulate experiences to use in this world as your weapon. Now, you know what I'm saying? You don't deserve to be a bottom feeder in society. I think it's really odd that we send people to be rehabilitated and then we hold it over their heads for the rest of their lives. So does that mean we don't really think our rehabilitation system works? Okay. All right. What does that tell you? You were a slave for a while, like an actual slave, especially if you're from Texas. Man, you powerful. You a powerful spirit if you could survive some shit like that and still have the mental. I know felons who have gotten out and homeless and talking about, yeah, I kill niggas. Oh, what the fuck? That ain't you. It's a lot of avenues you can go to figure that shit out. There's a lot of avenues that you can go in order to help you escape from this stuff, this 9 to 5 that you hate, that you're getting underpaid for. There's ways that you can escape this. Just worry about this first, because if this flunked out, everything else flunked out. But you don't deserve that. Yes, I'm gonna do a documentary on it as well to really show people what it's like. You know what I'm saying, after getting out. What do I want to leave off with? Yeah, you capable. You capable compared to most people. And most people's uncomfortable is comfortable to you. So you might as well go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, do what's uncomfortable to most people, setting yourself up, creating your own shit, so you don't have to do that no more. So you don't have to answer to nobody. You could really, really be free, you know? Yeah, you don't deserve that. You really don't. And that's a shame that I always see that. They just feel so, not necessarily sorry for themselves, but just like happy to be free, yet they're not free because they still put themselves down so much. You are capable of great things, regardless of whatever the fuck happened in your past. Trudge, you know what I'm saying? March, you got it. You know what I'm saying? I hope this video helps you. You know, you could do great things. And if you're not a felon, you watch this video, shit, I guarantee you're gonna look at the felons who are doing right a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And that might be an asset in order to